Yeah.
All right, wonderful. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Lori Blanton. I work with UC International Services as an assistant director of our services student support team. Welcome to our panel presentation. We are pleased that you could join us this morning and really excited that you have chosen to further your education at UC. Today's session will include both pre-recorded videos and this live panel presentation. I'd like to have you meet the folks that are in the space. Kelly, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Kelly Plasbat. I am a program manager in our office in UC International Services. So I'm on kind of the programming team that hosts a lot of events and activities for you all during your time here. James, do you want to go next?
Sure. My name is James Taylor here with UC International Services. My main focus will be the immigration side of what you'll learn today. Rebecca, sorry.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Rebecca Jewell. I am an advisor at UC International. I issue all your I-20s, and just like James, I help with all the immigration side of things.
Great. And Dr. Holliday, welcome.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Mike Holliday. I'm a medical director over at University Health Services.
Super. All right. So today we plan to answer questions regarding your immigration status and your options and rights as international students in the U.S. We also hope to connect you to campus and community resources that will help you keep informed. We're going to share event and workshop details that will help you thrive at UC and feel part of our Bearcat family. Additionally, we welcome Amanda and Michael from University Health Services, who will be discussing student health appointments, vaccines, and TB testing. Following this presentation, we offer 2 simultaneous breakout sessions, one on student and cultural success at UC, and the other on on-campus employment. Links to those sessions will be provided at the end of the main session in our chat.
Some general reminders for the session today. This will be an informational session with opportunities for you to ask questions. For the first section, which will be about the next 30 minutes, we'll present you with a lot of information. This, again, will be an engaging mix of videos and live conversations. So please excuse any technical difficulties that we may experience as we switch between those elements. During these informational sessions, you should be muted and your video should be off. Please save your questions for the question and answer portion that we will conduct at the end of the presentation. You can put any questions in the chat at any time, and we will answer those during the Q&A at the end. Very specific or personal questions should be emailed to international.services@uc.edu. If for any reason you get disconnected, the sessions will be recorded for viewing again, and we will provide links via the weekly UCI Services newsletter. If you still have more questions and don't want to ask them here today, you're more than welcome to visit our office Monday through Friday from 8 to 5, or email us at international.services@uc.edu. Remember that there, again, will be 2 breakout sessions following this main presentation that will be useful to you, one on on-campus employment and one on student success at a U.S. university. Links to these sessions will be made available in the chat box following this main session. So I'm going to play our first video now. I'll get that pulled up. Okay, 1 second. Here we go.
Welcome to the University of Cincinnati. As an international student, you are a valued member of our global community here at UC. Today, we're going to introduce you to a little bit of your home away from home, UC International. UC International is comprised of 3 units: Planning, Study Abroad, and International Services. Everyone is here to help you throughout your educational journey at UC. UC International is on the 7th floor of Edwards Center 1. Whenever you have questions or concerns, you can always find help here.
My name is Ron Cushing, and I'm the director of UC International Services. We are honored that you've decided to pursue your educational objectives with us, and we're going to do everything we can to ensure that your experience here is a positive one. You need to understand that the challenge you are about to embark upon is going to be a difficult one, but it will also be rewarding. Our office is going to help you meet those challenges and obtain those rewards. You should know that you're joining a very large and exciting international community. You're going to be part of more than 3,000 enrolled international students from more than 100 different countries from across the world. UC International Services is responsible for making sure that you understand all the rules and regulations that you need to follow as an international student and providing you with the proper authorizations along the way. While you're studying, you're going to need to travel. Many of you are in programs that involve co-op or capstones that require work assignments during your stay. You may change your degree level or your program of study. Some of you may have dependents who need to come and be with you. There's a whole host of immigration regulations you need to follow, and we're going to make sure you understand those rules and provide you with the proper authorizations. We have highly trained staff who are available to help answer all of your questions, and we encourage you to contact us when you need help. Please make sure you address all immigration and visa questions to our office. Don't ask your friends, don't ask your college advisor or your departmental advisor. Make sure all visa and immigration questions are addressed to our staff. We also provide you with a host of programming activities during your stay here. Certainly during the first few weeks, you're going to be invited to participate in a lot of welcome and arrival activities. And then throughout your stay, we are going to provide you with opportunities to engage in programs that will help you learn about U.S. culture, the university, the city of Cincinnati, and the U.S. in general. I can assure you that the students who take advantage of those opportunities are the students that leave here with the most positive experiences. So please take advantage of those programs when you have the opportunities. So welcome to UC. We look forward to helping you obtain all of your personal and academic objectives.
UC International can help you with immigration advising and student support throughout your degree program. Now, let's check in with some of our international advisors and learn about keeping up to date with your visa. Again, welcome to Cincinnati. We're excited to have you here.
Is this me next? All right. Well, welcome everyone. My name is James, and I want to join everyone again to say, welcome to UC and thank you for choosing UC. We are all truly excited that you did come to campus. You came to our campus. All the hard work you've done to try to get your visa, your academics, your finances, and all that, and travel and navigating the airport to finally get here is paying off. Now, there are several ways you can contact our office while you're here. First of all, there is our website. A lot of people tend to forget this, but we have a website that has everything you possibly want to know about various immigration statuses, including your very own. So if you are up at 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't get hold of us, take a look at our website. We're going to have a lot of information there for you. Also, you can call our office. Our phone number is 513-556-4278. And that's in the chat that we just put up there a few moments ago. There's also our email address, international.services@uc.edu. Send us an email. Or you can stop by our office. As the video explained, we're in room 7148 in Edwards Center 1. When you came to get your Bearcat ID, you probably came to Edwards Center 3 or 4. Well, we're just across the doorway there to Edwards Center 1 in the tower block on the 7th floor. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Saturday and Sunday, and we are also closed if there's a national holiday or some inclement weather in the area. If you do send us an email, keep in mind that we are only open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will get to your email as soon as possible. If you send it at 10 o'clock, don't call me at 10:05 looking for an answer. Just wait for our answer. We're usually pretty quick. We'll get back to you in a couple of hours during the business day to let you know what the answer is to your question. Becky?
Hello. So you'll find that most of our services start with iBearcats Global. Before arriving on campus, you've been logging in using that new student/scholar button, and that asks for your M number, your PIN, and date of birth. It's extremely important that you complete the new international student checklist within iBearcats Global immediately after arriving to the U.S. This is how we process your immigration record, and not completing it can put your immigration status in jeopardy. So likewise, it's a requirement of your immigration status to keep our office updated with your local US address and phone number. These can be updated in Catalyst under the My Profile tile. So your address here in Cincinnati is the mailing address option, and then your address outside of the United States is the permanent address option. You can find examples of how to correctly format a US address in the check-in e-form that is inside of the new International Student Checklist. After arriving to the U.S., again, it's completing that new international student checklist, mainly the check-in e-form. And once that's done, then you'll start logging into iBearcats Global using that current students button, where it's just your UC username and password, the same way that you log into other things like Catalyst. The full range of services you need after arrival won't be available in the new student/scholar button, but once you switch to that current students, then you'll be able to see all of our full range of services. Immigration rules can often change and be confusing, so James here is going to cover some rules for fall 2024.
Yeah, and so of course, at any time you have questions, contact us. Contact us at our office. We'll help you with these. But the key thing to remember are some of the things we're going to cover right now between Rebecca and myself. First of all, full-time enrollment. If you are an undergraduate student, an associate degree or a bachelor's degree, you must be enrolled for at least 12 credit hours per semester. That doesn't mean 10 credits one semester and 14 the next. It must be 10 per semester. If you are a graduate student, this master's and PhD, for example, you must be enrolled for at least 10 credits per semester. Now, you can enroll for as many online credits as you want, but as an undergraduate, you must be enrolled for at least 9 credits of in-person classes. And as a graduate student, you must be enrolled in at least 7 credits of in-person classes. You can identify these in Catalyst with some of the notations there. Courses listed as in-person or PD, partially distance, count as in-person. Courses marked as online or MD, mostly distance, are considered online courses. Now, if at some point while you're here, if you need to take fewer courses because you're experiencing some kind of academic challenge or you have a medical situation, let us know. In iBearcats Global, we do have an e-form called Reduced Course Load. The Immigration Service does permit, under certain circumstances, a student to enroll for less than full time. So if you are struggling with something medically or academically, again, check out iBearcats Global, take a look at that e-form, and if you're a little unclear, contact us.
Your I-20 identifies who you are and what you're doing in the US. So for example, it shows what school you're studying at, what degree you're pursuing, and it also tells you how much time you have left to complete that degree. If you're going to change your plan, go for a different major or degree level, you need more time, or you're going to a different school, then you'll need a new I-20. You can do most of these things by requesting them through iBearcats Global. This is especially important if you need more time because you have to submit an extension request before your I-20 expires. Keep in mind, however, that it's okay for your F1 or J1 entry visa and your passport to expire. You're not required to renew your entry visa while you're inside the United States, but if you travel after it expires, then you need to renew it at a U.S. embassy or consulate, preferably in your home country. You cannot renew the entry visa inside of the U.S., unfortunately. Your passport, however, can be renewed at your home country's embassy or consulate in the U.S., and you should always keep your passport current to maintain your immigration status.
Now, travel signatures. Some of you may want to go home for the upcoming winter break. Maybe you want to go somewhere else in the world during the summer break and you want to come back to the US. This means that you're going to need a travel signature on your I-20, or if you're in J1 status, your DS 2019. Guess where you can get this? iBearcats Global. So when you go to iBearcats Global, there will be a travel signature request e-form. You fill in some very basic general details of what your travel plans are going to be. We then issue you another I-20, same CVIS number if you're a DS 2019 as well, with the travel signature you need. Now, keep in mind that we serve 5,000 students and 500 scholars here at UC. Sometimes this is not a quick process. Plan ahead. We typically take 5 business days. Monday through Friday are business days, not Saturday or Sunday. And so as soon as you book your flights and you know you're leaving at some point, a month or 2 before you leave, submit the e-form so you have plenty of time to get your travel signature taken care of before you leave the country. Sorry, Rebecca.
Sorry, no, you're good. Yeah. On-campus employment is something that you may be interested in. As an F1 or J1 student, you can work on campus up to 20 hours per week in fall and spring semesters, and it's possible to work more than 20 hours per week during spring, summers, and winter breaks. When you're offered an on-campus job, whether it's a UC employer or a non-UC employer, such as in food services, in iBearcats Global, there is an e-form called Employment Eligibility Verification, and we can help you complete the hiring process. Other types of work authorization are called OPT, Optional Practical Training, or CPT, Curricular Practical Training, and these are off-campus work authorizations. They're here to help you gain practical experience in your degree program. Most of you won't need these right away, and you won't even qualify for them for your first academic year of study. But as you get further into your career, we do have details on our website and on iBearcats Global about what they are and how you can obtain them.
And finally, taxes. This sounds really confusing and it can sound fairly scary, but we're here to help you with this process. Don't worry about this right now. The first thing you need to keep in mind is that every year that you're here as an F1 or a J1, or if you have dependents, F2s and J2s, there is a requirement to file what is called a tax return. It is a report that says how much you earned and got paid and how much you should have been taxed. Even if you earned no income, there is a return that you need to file, but don't worry, it's very easy and you won't have to pay any taxes for that. We provide help with this every year. And so in February in the UC International Services newsletter, you will see information about this. Now, we hope that you have a productive time here. We hope you have a fun time here. And if at any time you're confused or you have questions about your immigration status or anything in general because you just don't know where to go to get help with something, please come and see us so we can make sure that you get the correct answers, or at least to the right office to give you the correct answers you desire. Keep in mind, as Rebecca said earlier, these rules and regulations can change at any time. If they do, we're going to put them in the international newsletter that you'll get every Tuesday. So it's important that you read that when it comes up. If there's something that happens that's more important than to wait for the newsletter, we're going to send that to your UC email account. All university business goes to your UC email account. So whether you owe money, or there's an issue with your grade, or there's something like a travel alert that we want to make sure you are aware of for your immigration status, it's going to go to your UC email account. And again, finally, as Rebecca mentioned earlier, if you ever have any questions about something, let us know. Don't be the student who was told, or who tells us, I was never told this. We can't tell you if you don't ask the question. Okay, with that, I'm going to return you over to Lori and Kelly.
Yeah, I'm going to play our next video now.
The UC International website is filled with tons of resources and information about your visa, the university, and more. If you ever have a question or want to know where to go, consider our website your first stop. However, Much of the way you'll interact with our office involves using our online system, iBearcats Global. Up until this point, you've probably been using the limited services. Now you can use the full services for students and scholars to submit e-forms, make requests, and more. Now, let's hear from an international student about their experience working with UC International and their experience getting involved on campus.
Hello everyone, my name is Devan Saxena. I do go by Dev. I am a third-year mechanical engineering student, also pursuing my MBA through the Ascent program at the University of Cincinnati. I came to UC for multiple reasons, one of them being the co-op program. The co-op program gives you a chance to get real world experience while applying all the things you're learning in class to different workforce situations. So I'm currently on my second rotation with Toyota, where I do get to apply a lot of things that I've been just learning in my classes, such as machine design and statics, vibes, and things of such sort to my current co-op. UC provides several different resources for co-op specifically. I actually landed my co-op through the career fair, which is something UC CES Tribunal hosts every semester, where multiple different hundreds of employers come and talk to different UC students, just asking them about their experience and if they would be a good fit for their company. And throughout this process, if you have any questions about how to obtain your CPT, or if you're allowed to work for 40 plus hours, or all those specific work questions, always reach out to UC International. I promise there are a bunch of nice people who are willing to help you out. I believe that getting involved on campus is an investment for yourself and for building your future for multiple reasons. As an international student, when I first came here, it's hard to leave your friends, your family, and pretty much everything behind in your home country and starting fresh. For some people it's easy, for some people it's difficult. By really going out there, getting involved, you're stepping out of your comfort zone, and by doing so you can make friends and memories that might last you your entire lifetime. You can make those necessary connections that can help you in your professional and your academic life, as well as your personal life. I am an IPAL, and IPAL stands for being an international partner and leader. I got the chance to interview to become an IPAL my first semester in college. I believe that I made one of the best decisions I could when I came to college, because I found some of the best people to work with. I get a chance to network and talk to a lot of different domestic and international students, and attend numerous different events that IPALs host for the UC population. So that might be doing Salsa on the Square, going on UC International's retreat. I went kayaking, there were different games, we did karaoke, playing sports, all that good stuff. So overall, IPALS is one of the best student groups to join on campus, and I know I might sound a little biased, but at the same time, I promise you it's a very good decision for your
That music cracks me up every time. So we work for UCI Services and are here to provide social and academic support as well, so that you have a holistic, positive experience at UC. Our team includes me, Lori, Corinne, and 2 graduate assistants on our programming and student support team. We will communicate with you through Instagram, Facebook, Get Involved UC, our weekly newsletter. If you aren't following us on social media, we encourage you to start today. The weekly newsletter will show up in your UC inbox every week on Tuesday. And the newsletter will include immigration updates and UCI event listings. Campus and community resources and events will appear on the first Tuesday of the month as well. You should read it thoroughly each week. It has a lot of really important and great information in there. Events, workshops, and meetups this fall will be in person. Information on how to attend events and access resources will be shared via social media, Get Involved UC, and again, our weekly newsletter. Our student group, the International Partners and Leaders, or IPALs, Dev talked a little bit about in that video, but that group includes both domestic and international students, graduate and undergraduate students. And these students will be on hand at all of our UC International events to extend a peer-to-peer welcome, and they are available for any questions. Reach out to them. They're a great resource for the student experience at UC, and you should be able to identify them by their iPals t-shirts and their smiling faces. UC International also focuses on providing academic support for international students. So I serve as the academic support liaison for UC International. So I can help connect you with your academic advisor or your professors, provide academic workshops on topics that you might be unfamiliar with, and connect you to campus resources to ensure that you can be successful academically at UC. We'd like to encourage you, again, to reach out to us with any questions and remind you once again how you can get in touch. Our office is open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. We're in Edwards Center 1, Suite 7148. We'll post our phone number and our email again in the chat. And again, our website has a wealth of information that you can find there. So we'll post the link to our website again in the chat as well. And with that, I think we'll turn it over to University Health Services.
Thank you. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, good. My name is Amanda Donor. I am the program manager with University Health Services, and I have with me Dr. Holliday. He's our medical director. So I'm going to present briefly on our immunization requirements and UHS as a whole, kind of where we are, who we are, what services we offer. And then Dr. Holliday is going to jump in and he's going to present on some more general health and wellness topics. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can you guys see this okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can still see it?
Yes.
Great. Okay. All right, I'll go ahead and get started. So like I said, we are University Health Services. We are the student health clinic on campus. Our location is listed here. We are on main campus, right by Nippert Stadium. It's the Lindner Athletic Center. It's the big gray building with all the triangle windows. We are there Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. We are not there on the weekends. So it is just Monday through Friday. And we are by appointment. So we are not a walk-in clinic. You will need to call for an appointment. Our phone number is listed here. As far as the services we provide, so we are a full service primary care clinic that includes both sick and well appointments. That includes women's health and immunizations. So we'll get into your required immunizations. You can get all of those done at UHS. We offer mental health services, So that includes both counseling and psychiatry. We have a lab on site, so if any blood work needs to be done or anything like that, you can do that all on site. Dermatology, we have an on-site pharmacy, so you can get any prescriptions filled through us. That can include new prescriptions that maybe one of our providers is writing for you, or if you have current prescriptions, you could have those transferred to our pharmacy and pick up your prescriptions on campus. We also have radiology, so X-ray if you need anything like that, and then travel health services. Immunizations available at UHS. So we offer every single immunization that students are required to have by the university, plus a host of others. And I've listed all of those here. I'm not going to go through every single one, but we have students utilize this for specific maybe activities that they're involved in, or different programs that they're involved in, or if they need different things for travel purposes. And then we do offer TB testing and urine drug screens as well. Some students who are in certain programs, especially health sciences programs, are required to have urine drug screens. So we offer those at UHS as well. Okay, so immunization compliance. Required immunizations are for all incoming undergraduate, graduate, professional students attending any campus. So our main campus, East or West, or UC Blue Ash, UC Claremont. So the immunization requirements include for international students, a TB test, which requires a blood draw, hepatitis B, MMR, meningococcal conjugate, Tdap, and varicella. We strongly recommend, but do not require, COVID, influenza, HPV, serogroup B, hepatitis A, and polio. So when you see the immunization form, you will see one section for required and then one section for recommended. So why? The University of Cincinnati has immunization and health screening requirements to protect the health of individual students and the campus community as a whole. Infectious diseases are of particular concern to universities due to the large number of people living, studying, and working together in close quarters. There have been recent outbreaks that have occurred on campuses across the United States, and our requirements at UC are based upon a review of national, state, and local recommendations and requirements. So as far as the tuberculosis screening, there's kind of two parts to this requirement for you guys. One is going to be the tuberculosis screening, and then one is going to be the general immunization submission. So for the tuberculosis screening, all international students are required to complete a TB screening upon arrival to UC. This is mandatory for everyone. If you have not yet submitted your TB screening documentation, which all of that has been posted on our website for the past few months, you were able to do that in your home country and send us the documentation. I imagine most, if not all of you, are here, at least in the US, if not at UC already, as classes start on Monday. So if you're already here and you haven't completed that yet, upon arrival to the university, you'll need to call UHS. Our phone number is listed here, and you can make an appointment for a TB screening. Once you call for an appointment, you will be required to sign up for a MyChart account, which is an electronic health record for you. At your appointment, you'll fill out a TB screening questionnaire, and that is just questions that go over your history and risk factors. And then depending on your responses and your information that your nurse reviews, you'll have a blood draw called a QFT, a quantiferon, done to test for latent or active TB. The deadline for completing this TB screening is August 25th. It's the day before classes start. So please make sure you call in and make your appointment for the TB screening. So now the second part of this is going to be your general immunization submission. Again, it's the policy of the university that students show proof of protection against certain communicable diseases. I listed those just a few slides ago. The university uses Bearcat's Health app to manage this process. You do not have to pay for this process. The system is free to you. So you'll need to go in and upload your proof of immunizations to Bearcat's Health app. You must use the UC standardized immunization form within your Bearcats Health App account. It's also available on the UHS website. When you go into your Bearcats Health App account, it's going to provide you with that form. So you can just get it there. You can also get it on our website. So step one, you want to review the required immunizations on our website. I already went over them a couple slides ago. There's 5 required immunizations. They are also listed on our website for you to view at any time. Then you'll log into Bearcats Health app using your UC ID and your UC email address. You're going to download and print the standardized immunization form. And then you're going to make an appointment with your medical provider or with UHS to get the required immunizations. You'll have your medical provider complete, sign, and stamp your immunization form. And then you're going to upload your completed immunization form through Bearcats Health app. Again, the UC standardized form is the only document that will be accepted by the system. Please do not attach outside documents, and that includes any kind of separate form from your doctor's office or a screenshot from MyChart or anything like that. Your form will be rejected by the system. So you need to just submit the 2 pages of the UC standardized form. And then the system will process and review, and you'll be notified if there are any outstanding items. So same thing with this, the deadline for those entering the fall semester is August 25th, same as the deadline for the TB screening. Questions. If you have questions about Bearcats Health app, you can submit an inquiry through the system. So you can go in and submit either a technical or non-technical inquiry, depending on what your question is. If you have questions about immunizations and kind of more clinical questions or immunization compliance, you can visit our website. You can email UHS at this uhstracking@ucmail.uc.edu. That email inbox is monitored by our staff. Again, we are there Monday through Friday, not nights, not weekends. So this email inbox is monitored Monday through Friday during the day. So please bear with us as far as getting back to you. Or you could call us, and our phone number is listed right there. All right, so I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Holliday now. Dr. Holliday, I'll keep advancing slides for you.
Okay, great. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. Thanks everyone for allowing me to share this information with you today, and welcome. Go and do the next slide there. I want to give you some pointers on just how to take care of yourself while you're here at UC. The first thing I want to talk about is getting the help that you need, what kind of services you might need regarding your health. So if you think you might have an emergency, such as trouble breathing at rest, passing out, severe bleeding, call 911 or go to your nearest emergency room. If there's something that's a little bit more subtle, you're just not sure if it's an emergency or not, you can give us a call after hours and on the weekend. Providers who are on call who can speak with you. Next. What about routine care? If you have a problem that needs to be evaluated, such as a rash or maybe a cough that seems more than just a typical cold, or maybe an injury such as a sprained ankle, give us a call. Also, if you have an established medical problem that you're coming to UC with, such as high blood pressure or diabetes or asthma, and these things need to be cared for in an ongoing way, give us a call. We can help arrange that for you. And also preventative services that may be due, such as screening for certain types of cancers or immunizations. Next. In regards to mental health, UHS partners with counseling and psychological services. And we also have mental health resources within our walls, including a counseling staff and also psychiatrists. I highly encourage you to reach out to CAPS, the Counseling and Psychological Services. They're a great resource, and they offer great access for consultations for anything that you might be struggling with, short-term counseling, and also even some group visits. Next. With respect to dental and vision care, the standard student health insurance program does not cover a lot in terms of dental coverage, and it doesn't cover standard vision coverage like eye checks and glasses and things like that. There is an opportunity to get additional coverage, and there's a link there. There are some lower cost options for dental services. This includes dental cleaning at the Blue Ash Dental Hygiene Clinic, and also the UC Dental Clinic, and they do more things there, such as fillings, root canals, things like that. There's some ophthalmology and optometry options that I've listed as well. At Cincinnati Eye Institute, there's routine scheduling, and there's also an emergency line if you need to be seen more urgently. Next. I'm going to talk a little bit about staying healthy. Prevention is the best medicine for sure. This is a link to the UC Student Wellness Center and all of their educational options that they have. They cover many different topics. Next. And I'm going to talk a little bit about eating, moving, sleeping, and also connecting. With regards to eating, this is a great quote from Michael Pollan: eat food, not too much, and mostly plants. I think if you can take whatever food you're used to eating, and if you can apply these principles and try to adjust in this new location that you find yourselves in, I think you'll be in great shape. Next. One of the challenges that some people have when they come to the United States is that there are a lot of processed foods. And so if you're not really sure on how to, make food from scratch here with whole ingredients, processed foods can be the easiest thing to get and sometimes a little bit cheaper, but they can cause some health problems. So when looking at different types of foods, try to go on the real food side as opposed to the processed food side. Next. When it comes to calories, certainly the amount of calories is important, but the types of calories are very important too. So food that has higher quality proteins, better for you fats, such as omega-3 fatty acids and olive oil, or foods that have a lot of fiber, these are much better for you and will give you a lot more energy and well-being. I'm going to talk about sugar a little bit next. There's a lot of sugar that's hidden in our foods in the United States. This could be a challenge because it can add to some health problems. And this is going to be more common in processed foods. Another reason why getting whole foods is important. Just how much this can affect you is explained in this study where they looked at children and just cutting out sugar for about 9 days. It reduced blood pressure, cholesterol, triglycerides, and insulin levels, showing that this can be a huge impact for your health if you cut out the added sugar. Next. This is a link to the Osher Center for Integrative Medicine. This is a academic center that's at UC. There's just a handful of these across the country, and this is a great link for different healthful recipes. Next. I get a lot of questions from all students regarding supplements. What supplements should I be on? I'd say there's two to really think about for most students. We don't get a lot of sun here in the winter months, so I would recommend taking 1,000 to 2,000 units a day of vitamin D3. This is especially in the winter. Also, if one is a vegan or not taking in much in the way of animal products, vitamin B12 deficiency can happen. And there's studies that show that taking a supplement just 2,000 micrograms a week can help prevent that. Next. A lot of students can have some issues with food insecurity, so it can be challenging to get that healthful food. Sometimes that's because you're just too busy to shop and get it and prepare it. Sometimes it can be from cost issues. So here's some links that you can look into in order to help with those struggles. Next. Exercise is very important. There's built-in exercise at UC because you have to walk a lot, so that's great. Here's some additional resources you can look at as well. Next. Sleep is really the foundation of health, I believe. And here's a link to the Sleep Foundation, and they can give you a lot of resources in terms of how to maximize the quality of your sleep. With respect to connecting and dealing with stress, here's just a couple of resources to look at. The Calm app is available to students and faculty and staff at UC. There's a link here to what's called self-compassion. There's some great research on how to approach the challenges of being a human being, which are inevitable, and how to do that with grace and taking care of yourself. And then also the link to CAPS. Next. There's been some changes when it comes to COVID-19. The Centers for Disease Control, the CDC, have really lumped different respiratory viruses together in terms of how we should approach them. Instead of just singling out COVID or the flu, we want to be thinking about these infections as a whole, which means getting immunizations, which are recommended, hand hygiene, trying to cover your coughs and your sneezes, trying to get clean air by keeping the windows open if you're able to do that. And then also getting treated and evaluated if you have particular risk factors. So if someone has underlying health problems, it would be important to test to see if you have COVID or if you have influenza, because there's specific treatments that we can use, whereas someone who's relatively healthy may not need to get those tests done. And also, if you're feeling ill, you want to stay home and prevent the spread. And what does this mean? This means that you want to stay home and away from others until two things are true. For 24 hours, a full 24 hours, you are feeling better, and also you're fever-free without taking any medications such as Tylenol or paracetamol. And then after that, you do want to take some added precautions for the next 5 days. You can go about your usual business, but you want to stay away from people who are maybe have increased health risks. And you also want to have a mask and keep some distance from people in general if you can. Next. There is some additional information on COVID-19 with respect to getting the vaccine. Next. And that's all I have today. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for joining us and for sharing that information. I think it will be helpful for students. And again, we're recording this video. And so if you need to look back and kind of wonder why you're struggling a little bit and maybe you're not eating right or you're not getting enough sleep, there are all these wonderful resources here. So I encourage all of you to have a look at this presentation again once we get that recording posted. And so I think now we are to the question part of this presentation. And if you have questions, be sure that you're putting those in the chat. We have a few questions here that we'll share. These are, I think the first ones here are visa related. What happens if my visa expires while I'm in the US?
Sure. So if you're talking about the visa stamp in your passport, that sticker that you obtain from a US embassy before coming to the US, it's allowed to expire. It's not a permission to stay in the US document. It's merely an entry ticket, an entry document. And so as long as your I-20 is valid and you're still enrolled full-time for classes and pursuing your current degree, and all the details are correct on the I-20, that is your permission to stay in the US. So keep a good close eye on the expiration date of your I-20. That's when we think you're going to graduate. You may graduate sooner. You may need more time to graduate. If that's the case, we need to extend your I-20, extend your permission to stay here. If your visa stamp expires while you're here in the US, doesn't matter. It just means that the next time you go overseas for a trip to go see mom and dad or whatever, you'll need to make sure you make arrangements with the US Embassy to get that visa stamp replaced or renewed so you can come back for your studies.
Okay. Can I renew my passport inside the United States?
Yep, you should be able to do that. what you'll need to do is contact your country's embassy here in the US. And so most countries have their embassies in Washington, D.C., but they also have consulates throughout the entire country. So for example, India has one as an embassy in DC. They also have a consulate somewhere, I think, in Chicago. Similarly, China and all these other countries. And so you can contact your embassy in Washington, D.C. to find out where is the nearest consulate. And most of them offer a mail-in option to replace your passport.
Great. How do I get a new I-20 if I change my major?
Contact our office. In iBearcats Global, we have an e-form for change of major, change of degree level. And so take a look at that. If you have questions about the e-form, let us know. But just follow the instructions and submit the e-form, and we'll go ahead and take care of updating your I-20.
How do I get a social security number?
Well, the social security numbers, for those of you who don't know, are a U.S. taxpayer government ID number. And so you have to have a job in the US to qualify for one. You don't need an SSN for any other reason, although there's lots of people out there and companies and landlords who'll ask for it. If you want a social security number, you're going to have to find an on-campus job first, and then you do the onboarding with us here at UC. Then we give you instructions on how to apply for a social security number.
Okay. What do I do if my local address changes?
Update it in Catalyst. Now, make sure that when you're in Catalyst, if it's your US address being changed, change the mailing address in Catalyst. Do not change the permanent address in Catalyst. Change the mailing address in Catalyst, and that updates your US address here in the US. We then take care of notifying the government of your new address.
Okay. How do I get a driver's license?
Great question. And so what you need to do is go to iBearcats Global. We have a e-form for driver's license letter request. And so you can submit that and we'll issue a letter. What you'll then need to do is take that letter along with some utility bills or some proof that you do live in Ohio, along with your passport and I-20, to the local driver's license bureau and apply for your driver's license. This will require a written and a physical test of your abilities to drive. If you're a little unsure of your abilities or you're not too sure of the Ohio rules, once a semester, our office does offer a discounted driving course. And so pay attention to the newsletter that goes out every Tuesday for details of when this is going to become available.
Right. Okay. And then I think a final question, how do I make friends at UC? And our suggestion, I think, for that would be to be sure to follow, to be sure to read our newsletter that has events and announcements in it regarding, ways that you can participate in the community. And, follow us on social media. I've put those social media connections there in the chat. And you can always check Get Involved UC for lots of opportunities across campus.
Even if
And
you're the shyest person in the world, just come and hang out at the events. And you're gonna meet people who are gonna be curious who you are and want to talk to you.
okay. Again, thank you to everyone who joined us this morning, especially Amanda and Dr. Holliday from University Health Services. If you have questions, if you guys would pop your email address again and your phone number in the chat, that would be super. And again, this presentation is being recorded, and we will post the links to the recording as quickly as we can get the video rendered. For those of you that would like to join our sessions after this session, I'm going to go ahead and put those links in our chat as well. So feel free to join either of those sessions. Again, both of those sessions will be recorded, and we'll make those also available to you. They should appear on our YouTube channel as well. So thanks again, everyone. Please join these sessions that are happening after this session, and let us know how we might be able to help you by contacting us at those addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers above. Have a great day, and we'll see you on campus.
Take care.